Or are we ready to roll?
You're ready to roll.
Very good. Okay, so welcome everybody to the Oakdale City Council regular meeting of April 27th, 2021. Sue, would you do roll, please?
Councilmember Ingebrigtsen.
Here.
Councilmember Olson.
Here.
Councilmember Sledberg.
Here.
Councilmember Zabel.
Here.
Mayor Linky.
Here. Please join me now in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So with our agenda tonight, I think Chris Volkers, our city administrator, made a comment prior to the meeting that might be an adjustment on consensus motions. Chris, is there something that we should?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. City Council, if I'd request that you pull item F from consent, and I do have a request for an amendment when you get to that point of dealing with it. So,
Okay. So our action then when we get to there would be consider for approval A through E and G,
yes, sir.
and we'll address that. Very good. So first up tonight is the public hearing for the Lee Sisters LLC / the Brothers Event Center liquor licenses. Hi, Chelsea. Good evening. Chelsea Peterson.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
Quicker than I can do that. Good evening, Mayor and Council. We have an on-sale liquor license update for Brothers Event Center. The business is still owned by the current owner, but the corporation name for the business has changed, which necessitates issuance of new licenses. So background checks are all clear and same owner, same purpose, all of that fun stuff, same location, just update to the corporation name. So requesting that the public hearing be opened, public comments be sought, close the public hearing, comments from council, and then vote.
Okay. Thank you. I'm going to ask for, I don't know, I didn't follow your process. Let's think about that. But do you have any questions for Chelsea before we open the public hearing? So thank you. I will now open the public hearing to comments from the audience. Is there anybody, somebody here in the audience, people who are watching on cable TV or by Zoom? Please feel comfortable sharing your thoughts. Alyssa McLeod, our communication specialist, will take the request. Alyssa, anything?
Mayor, no one is requesting to comment.
Okay. I will now close the public hearing. And any final comments or questions? Can I have a motion then, please?
I will make a motion to approve issuance of an on-sale intoxicating liquor license and a special Sunday liquor license to Lee Sisters LLC doing business at Brothers Event Center, 7133 Chapter.
So there's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes as presented. Thank you, Chelsea.
Thank you all.
Next up on our agenda are the approval of a set of meeting minutes. And we have one in front of us tonight, which is the Oakdale City Council regular meeting on April 13th. Upon review, did any councilors see any adjustments or have any questions? Do I have a motion then, please?
So moved.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Then the meeting minutes are approved as presented. Thank you. Next up on the agenda is the time for the open forum. I think part of our practice recently has been to have the open forum now, because Zoom is still new sometimes to people, to be able to have an opportunity before we adjourn the meeting. So the time with open forum is for anything that's not currently on the agenda can be discussed. So if there were to be people in the audience, they could come up and state their name at the podium and their address and then share their information Likewise, we have the ability to do that through our Zoom meeting technology. So Alyssa, is there anything that has come through?
Mayor, there is no one requesting to comment.
Okay. So I'm going to move on then, acknowledging that, and if you can remind me too before I just move forward and stop the meeting. But we'll touch base again about the open forum at the end. Next on the agenda is consensus motions. So in front of us, we have A through E and G. We have removed F for consideration after this consensus motion. Councilors, were there any others that you'd like to remove or have questions about? Can I have a motion then, please?
I'll make a motion to, I will make a motion to approve consensus motions A through E and G as presented.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Is there a second? Is there any conversation? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Those motions are passed and is approved as presented. So Chris, take us through consensus motion F and the modifications.
Thank you, Mayor, Mr. City Council. Number F is the appointment of Bob Moore as Utilities Technician, Public Works Department. It is a promotion for Bob. We do want to proceed with it. So I'm asking that there be a revision to the motion to allow it to be approved condition on a successful background check and the receipt of a signed letter of acceptance. So I'm still suggesting approval with those two conditions so we can move forward with that, please.
Okay, thank you. Councilors, do you have any questions on that? So it's just adding conditional on a successful background check and a signed acceptance letter. So can I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to waive reading and approve the appointment of Bob Moore as Utilities Technician for the Public Works Department effective April 28th, 2021, contingent upon the completion of a background check and acceptance of a signed letter of acceptance.
And might qualify just as a successful background check.
Yeah, successful background check.
So we have a motion amended. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion in a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes as presented. Thank you. Next up on our agenda are the advisory boards, commissions, and council liaison updates. We have nobody presenting in front of us or sharing information with us tonight from the commissions. So I'll kick it open to the councilors if there's any update on any of the meetings that you might have attended. Jake, do you want to go first? Fingerprinting. I know.
Parks and Rec.
Yeah. I don't think there's much new to report. I'm losing my mind here. I'm sorry, you guys. My mind's just drawing a blank. Yeah. No issues to report. We'll leave it at that for now.
Very good. Councilmember Swetberg.
We did not have a meeting last month, so there's nothing new for economic development.
Very good.
Okay.
And I'm in the same boat. Councilmember Olson.
Planning Commission did not meet in April, so no update.
Councilmember Zabel.
Nothing from me. Thank you.
Very good. So next up on the agenda would be time with the Public Works Director, City Engineer, Mr. Bachmeyer. Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. The one item we have listed on the agenda is approve the plans and specifications for City Project 2021-03, which is the reconstruction of Lift Station 11. It's a lift station that exists, is located in Northdale Park. The last time it was constructed was 1985, so it's over 35 years old. It is an obsolete design in that it has a dry well where the pumps are located that the operators actually have to go down, crawl down the structure, which is 40 feet below ground, to work on the pumps. And so we're replacing those type of lift stations with a submersible where the operators can do all the repair and operations on the surface and just crank up the pumps when they need surface. So it's certainly timely to do this project, and it is consistent with other projects that we have done. We did one last year, Lift Station 13, you may recall, very similar. It was in our capital improvement program. So the plans have been completed, and we would appreciate your approval so that we can authorize and collect bids for the project. Most of the work will be conducted late fall, so it will not interfere with the use of the park, and it'll probably carry over till winter, and final restoration will be early next spring. So with that, I'd stand for any questions the council may have.
Very good. Thank you, Brian. Also, is there anything for Brian? No questions, Brian? Could I have a motion then, please?
I'll make a motion to waive reading, adopt resolution number 2021, approving the plan and specifications for city project 2021-03 lift station 11 improvements, and authorizing for the collection of bids.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion passes as presented. Thank you. Next up is time of city attorney, Mr. Thompson.
Honorable Mayor, members of the council, nothing specific to what.
Thank you. Counselors, anything for Jim? Very good. Thank you. Next up would be the city administrator report, Ms. Volkers.
Mayor and City Council, I have nothing additional to report.
Thank you. Counselors, anything for Chris? Very good. Thank you. Next up would be the council presentations. Councilmember Zabel, I'm going to start down with you tonight. Is there anything that, you'd like to share?
Oh yeah, just one. Congratulations to Oak Springs Chiropractic. They just celebrated their 15th anniversary in Oakdale. Got a postcard from them. So congratulations to Ben and his team over there.
Very good. Thank you. Councilmember Olson.
Nothing for me.
Councilmember Swedberg. Thank you. Councilmember.
Just want to bring up the landscape revival event is still on for June 12th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. out in the City Hall parking lot. There are no exhibitors this year, so nothing inside. But so far we have 4 confirmed native plant growers, and hopefully 2 more are coming on, so there'd be a total of 6. So it's a great event. You learn a lot, and hopefully you will buy some native plants. So thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Goodson.
Just want to mention, since someone else did that, at our work session tonight, we did discuss Summerfest, and as of right now, while it is subject to change, we are moving forward with Summerfest.
Yes, it's a big deal. So glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
I have one tonight, and it's just the, really, I've got 2. First one is just a thank you to the staff and to the cities. Recently, the federal government moved the Gold Line Bus Rapid Transit project into the next level of engineering, which is a significant, huge positive attribute and positive move, milestone for that project. They also increased the rating, the medium high level of rating, which also is critically important. So it's an acknowledgement of tremendous amount of work. Brian and your staff, city engineering, public works, Bob Streeter and his staff, and Emily, tremendous amount of work. The way that the Gold Line Partners groups have worked, and the individuals, the project managers down there, most specifically Christine Beckwith and Lisa Leitner, a tremendous amount of work. So this is cool. Secondly, is I want to mention to everybody that the new 2020 drinking water report is now out, and I think it's on our website.
Yeah.
So water is always an item of interest, and in our case, it's very good water because of the treatment process and the filtration that has been put in place for all the drinkable water, resulting in a no detect level of the crazy chemical, the PFOA, PFOS, that everybody has been reading about. But there's quite a bit of information in there, so I encourage people to take a look at it. And if there's questions, I think Brian will shoot them your way, Brian Bachmeyer.
Hey, Paul.
Yes.
Can I add one more? I thought you were going to cover something, but If I could just add it. So our Arbor Day tree giveaway is on Saturday,
Oh, sure.
9 to 12 at Walton. So if you are signed up to receive a tree, come see all of us. I think we'll all be out there. But there's also a mobile shred event being hosted at, I'm looking at the details on the City Hall's or the city's webpage. So City Hall parking lot, northeast corner, is generously being sponsored by Larry Eberhard and Keller Williams, Premier Realty. You can bring 10 bags, up to 10 bags to be shredded. I don't know about you guys, but working from home, I got a lot of paper to shred. So really good event going on 9 to 12 here at City Hall this weekend.
Great. I'm glad you brought this up.
And it's going to be a lot warmer this year.
Yes. It's usually pretty chilly out there.
It was really cold 2 years ago.
So before we go into the award of bid, the final items, I'm going to just circle back to Alyssa and see if anybody joined that wanted to participate in the open forum.
Mayor, no one has joined and no one has requested to come.
Let's move forward then. We have the award of the bid for the city project 2021-01. Mr. Bachmeier.
Mayor and council members, we did open bids for the 2021-01 street improvement program. We did have 4 contractors submit bids for the work, with the low bidder being Minnesota Paving and Materials at $2,577,777. It was about 2% less than the engineer's estimate. We also revised the funding for the project as a result of the reduced bid, and it does result in the general improvement bond reduction of about $190,000. So it is below what was reflected in the capital improvement program in the estimate for the project. With that, it's our recommendation that the contract be awarded to Minnesota Paving.
Thank you, Brian. Also, is there anything for Brian? Could I have a motion then, please?
I'll make a motion to waive reading, adopt resolution number 2021 awarding city project 2021-01 street improvements contract to Minnesota Paving and Materials in the amount of $2,577,777.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes as presented. Thank you. Finally, we have the summary of claim rosters. In front of us, we have the summary of claims from April 10th through April 23rd, 2021. And the total amount of $1,225,047.83. Upon review, did any counselor have any questions or concerns? Can I have a motion then, please?
I'll make a motion to approve claims as presented.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the motion passes as presented. Thank you. We will now adjourn to the EDA meeting.
Have a motion to adjourn.
Just a minute.
Okay.
We're going to move into the Oakdale Economic Development Authority meeting. This is the regular meeting, April 27th of that body, the Oakdale Economic Development Authority. Sue, could you do a roll call, please?
Commissioner Ingebretson?
Here.
Commissioner Olson?
Here.
Commissioner Slifer? Here. Commissioner Zotto?
Here.
President Ranky?
Here. First item of business would be the approval of minutes from the last meeting, March 23, 2021. Upon review, did you have any questions or concerns? Do I have a motion then, please?
So moved.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And those meeting minutes are approved as presented. The one item that's in front of us is dealing with an emergency home loan repair situation and application. Good evening, Deanna.
Good evening, Commissioners. Before you tonight is a request for approval of an emergency home repair loan. The EDA established this loan program in 2016 to support the goals of the Neighborhood Preservation and Enhancement Initiative and to implement part of the Housing Strategic Rehabilitation Framework. This loan program ensures that homeowners have access to affordable capital to complete necessary repairs and maintenance. The owner of 6866 7th Street has applied for a loan to make necessary repairs to their home, including installing drain tile and a sump pump in the basement, removing an unpermitted basement entrance, and restoring the basement wall, all to address recurrent basement flooding. The applicants received bids for the necessary work, and the total project cost is expected to be $12,933.50. The interest rate on the loan would be 2% for a term of 10 years, and the loan would be secured with a promissory note and a mortgage. Staff has reviewed the application for conformance with the policy and recommends that the EDA approve this loan request. So with that, be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Very good. Thank you, Linda. Council, is there anything for the mayor? Thank you very much. Can I have a motion then, please?
I'll make a motion to waive reading, adopt resolution EDA 2021, approving a $12,933.50 emergency home repair loan for the owner of the residential property located at 6866 7th Street North, and directing staff to prepare and execute the mortgage and promissory note for signature by the Economic Development Authority Executive Director.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Then the motion passes as presented. Thank you. You know, this is a really important program. So that any qualified homeowner can access this. This is the emergency home repair loan program that the city has. And really, if anybody is watching this now, or it's a chance to look at it after the fact through the Zoom meetings or something on YouTube, or don't hesitate. There's money available, and we want it to be used. So thank you. Could I have a motion to adjourn, please?
So moved.
The motion, is there a second? There's a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And the motion passes, and this meeting is adjourned. Thank you, and good night.